Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're launching into a really critical deep dive. We're tracking the calculated rise of Xi Jinping,
Right.
who's arguably the most powerful Chinese leader since Mao Zedong.
Absolutely. And it's not just, a career path we're tracing.
No, exactly. We're really analyzing the political choice here. You've got this revolutionary son who was exiled to a cave, of all things,
Yeah.
and then returns to become the guy who dismantles the very safeguards his father's generation tried to build against dictatorship.
That's quite the story. And to really get Xi, you have to start with that duality. He's a princeling, right?
Yeah.
Born into the CCP sort of red aristocracy.
His father was Xi Jinping, a big name.
A top revolutionary, former vice premier, but,
Yeah.
well, that privilege just got completely shattered.
Right, the Cultural Revolution purge. So it seems like he almost weaponized that trauma, turned it into a political survival guide.
You could say that.
I mean, think about it. He's 15 years old, exiled, a sent-down youth back in 1969, sent off to this really remote, poor village, Liangjie, for 7 years.
Living in a yadong, a cave dwelling.
That's got to teach you something profound about political wins, about fragility.
Oh, absolutely. He internalized this lesson.
Oh.
The party has to be absolute because, it was the party's internal weakness, its chaos, that let Mao purge his own father. So those reformist ideas his father might have had, they became a liability in his eyes.
Interesting.
His calculation, it seems, was survival first, secure his future. And the way to do that, become redder than red, as the sources say.
Prove absolute loyalty.
Unyielding loyalty to the very system that, crushed his family.
Okay, but how does someone with that background, that kind of intense, maybe even performative loyalty, how does he end up being seen as a safe bet later on? Was the fact that he wasn't maybe super charismatic actually an advantage during his provincial years?
Precisely. I think so. His 30-year climb through the provinces, it was just a masterclass in avoiding risk. Show competence, relentless competence, of absolutely no ideological fireworks.
Keep your head down.
Pretty much. In Fujian, for instance, he spent 17 years. Championed foreign investment, pushed this Xinjiang experience.
It was about supporting the private sector.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A key model for that. Then, in Zhejiang, he develops this really interesting concept.
The environmental one.
Yes, that lucid waters and lush mountains are invaluable assets. It signaled a kind of pragmatic shift towards, sustainable development, long before it was trendy.
So that long provincial grind proved he could run things, but the real test, that came later, didn't it, when Beijing needed someone quiet for a crisis?
That's Shanghai in 2007. It was brief, but absolutely critical. He steps in as the fixer after this huge corruption scandal took down his predecessor.
Right.
He just restored order. Quickly, quietly. No drama. And that really cemented his image with the leadership. Stable, predictable, not a threat.
And that reputation, it paid off massively in 2012, didn't it?
Oh, hugely. The whole party system was facing this deep crisis. Remember the Bo Xilai downfall?
Spectacular and scandal.
Exactly. And it stoked the elders' deepest fear. Chaos. So Xi emerges as, the ideal compromise. The Princelings, his own group, were okay with him. And the rival Tuanpai, the Youth League faction, they could accept him too. He seemed safe.
A safe pair of hands.
That's the idea.
And once he got the top job, he moved fast to lock down power. Got those 3 key titles.
Right. General Secretary of the party, President, which is more ceremonial, and then, crucially, Chairman of the CMC.
And the Central Military Commission, control of the army.
That's the ultimate lever. Ensures the military's loyalty above all else, and with that secured, bam, the consolidation starts immediately.
With the anti-corruption sword. Now, this wasn't just about tackling actual graft, was it?
Right.
I mean, sure, it helped restore some public faith.
It definitely had that element, but it was also, let's be clear, a systematic political tool.
Dual purpose.
Absolutely. Clear out the endemic graft, yes. And systematically take down political rivals and their entire patronage networks. We're talking about the tigers, like Zhu Yongkang, a former Politburo Standing Committee member, huge figures.
So clearing the path for the next step.
Which was ideological supremacy.
Xi Jinping thought. Enshrined in the Constitution in 2017. What's the real-world effect of doing that? Making opposition basically an ideological crime.
Well, it puts him on the same level, ideologically speaking, as Mao and Deng.
Wow.
So any challenge to him isn't just political disagreement anymore. It's framed as an existential threat to the state ideology itself.
And that ideological mandate, that supreme status, it paved the way for the really big move, didn't it?
The 2018 abolition of presidential term limits, yeah.
That just blew up Deng Xiaoping's whole safeguard against another Mao, against lifelong dictatorship.
It fundamentally dismantled it, signaled very clearly Xi's intent to rule indefinitely.
And that sort of consolidation of power at home, it connects to projecting power abroad, right? Through the Belt and Road Initiative, the BRI.
Yeah, the BRI is absolutely the centerpiece of his foreign policy. It's this massive global infrastructure strategy designed to, expand China's economic reach, its political influence all across the world.
But it's controversial. There are criticisms.
Oh, definitely. Heavy criticism about transparency, about these so-called debt traps.
Where countries can't repay the loans.
Exactly. And then China potentially gains leverage or even control over strategic assets. The classic example everyone points to is Sri Lanka's Hambantota port.
They defaulted, and China got a 99-year lease.
That's the one. It fuels those concerns.
So pulling this all together, what does Xi's rule really signify? It feels like a definitive break from that post-Mao collective leadership idea.
It absolutely is. It's a transformation of the system, moving away from institutionalized succession.
Which Deng tried to set up.
Right. And moving back towards a much more personalistic, strongman style of rule.
Okay, so here's the paradox, maybe. The party picked Xi, this guardian, to prevent chaos, to ensure stability after Bosalai. Yet the steps he took to guarantee that stability, getting rid of term limits, concentrating all this personal power.
Ironically, yes.
They've fundamentally brought back the biggest long-term uncertainty the party spent decades trying to solve: succession.
Precisely. What happens next? What are the political implications when stability rests so heavily on just one person's lifespan, on their decisions? That's the big question hanging over everything now. And, well, that's something for you, the listener, to really consider.